at home we had this collection of recordings, the best of Tchaikovsky, the best of Beethoven, the best of Strauss, and a few others. So one day I was home alone, and I was 13, I think. I put on the best of Tchaikovsky, and it opened with this piano concerto. And I listened once, and it was not that exciting. But then I listened one more time, and another time, and several times. And then I listened to the other tracks in that recording. And then I was basically hooked on classical music already by that recording. So I went on, and I get to the best of Beethoven, and then wow, I was it was my new world, so to speak, and I felt like I belonged in that world. And at that time I started to hear music in my head, melodies.
Being engaged both in university and in the church, what did you hope to see more of in those two institutions for you as a composer?
Yeah, from the very beginning I sensed this from very early on, perhaps before I went to high school, even, that it had to be modern and ugly music. It was supposed to sound like that. And already at high school I was into this mentality, is what projected onto me, that oh, it's too tonal. No. It has to be unique. It has to be your own language. It's too Mozart. It's all this reasoning that I'm liksom grown up with. Brainwashed with, you can say that too. But it's we are all brainwashed into that belief that it has to be new and unique, and at that time tonality was forbidden. So I don't remember exactly like who told me the first time it sounded like too much Mozart or too much harmony or tonality and so on, but it was persistent during my study. Yes.
And now you have got in contact with Composers for Beauty. Why are you interested in this organization? What do they offer that it's not offered now in your experience?
I got in touch with Composers for Beauty in November when Magnus shared a post in my group Classical Living Composers. And it was a post advertising about an upcoming summit. I read this description and I thought it sounds interesting. I should try to follow this summit. So I signed up. And from there I just knew this is the right direction. It's the right belief. It's what I feel in my heart. So to speak, I'm not alone with my vision, so to speak.
Do you have any encouragement to tell composers today that want to make new beautiful music? What's your message to them?
I need that message myself, actually. I actually need someone to encourage me because we are like of isolated islands, I feel. Composers like me and some others. So Yeah, we need backup and supportive environment that believes in our music, because I heard so many times, oh, it's rubbish, so to speak, and I was even yelled at and chased out of class because I presented a tonal composition, actually a symphony that's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I got in trouble because of that. So it's so hostile, yeah, and it's so yeah, not supportive. Mm.
So, hello. Hello, good morning. So, please. So.
Being a composer in Vienna, bringing music to the people here, how was it? How was the opportunities for classical music, for beautiful music?
The opportunities are not so many, because you have to be in a clique, in a group, to get performed. So if you have an ensemble and you have some comrades and they play each other, so that's one situation. The other situation in the high schools, in the universities, when I was there, good, that's some weeks ago, it was that there were dictates of how contemporary music has to be. So, but now I think it has changed already to the better. But you have these groups, these big groups. So, and you can say the more atonal you do, the more crazy the things are, like stumbling on the stage or so, the more money you get from the politics. So it's not so fine. You have to say that you will do everything what they want, more or less. So, and then you can get into this. Then you can get an intendant or somebody in this position, or you get some connections to big houses. So, yeah, and then you get paid, and you can write as complicated as you can. Or another said, yes, he makes new simplicity. But this new simplicity is not new simplicity. It's complicated, yeah, because it's ugly, yeah. And my teacher, who was also a atonal composer, Friedrich Zerha, and he said it is very hard to make easy sounding music, and it's very easy to make complicated sounding music. So he had to know. So he was very famous in Austria and in Europe. And so there are many lies in this cultural system, and these lies are avoided by the politics, and that is the evil point of this. So if the politics were not there, if nobody would award anything in music, the orchestras would seek to find good composers which bring audience. But now they don't seek that. They seek for subventions. They seek for money, yeah, and they play shit in the middle. And they call it sandwich. That's the sandwich. Yeah? Yeah? And that makes the whole classical scene go down. Because the people say, I don't like to hear this. Because what is music? Music is when I want to hear it a second time. And when there is something I don't want to hear it a second time, really not. So, it is not attended anymore. It's not attended. No? So, basically, in Vienna is a good soil for making music, but without politics. Yeah.
Moving forward now,
Yeah.
how can we accelerate the good trends that are happening? Many people say that there is a new renaissance happening. There is fighting modernism now is like walking into an open door. It's not really something to hit in. It is something that's gradually dying now. But that means also it's time for leadership, because there's many who are now looking for, with a new openness for creativity and exploration in classical music. Where should people go? Like, what do you want for the future?
Yeah, for the future, if you have no system that brings you people into the concert or makes you orchestras being ready to play your pieces, you have to create your own system. So if they are not willing to play your music, you have to do it somehow yourself, because otherwise it will not happen. Huh? So the point is, one point is, of course, advertising, that you say, I'm here, yeah, I'm existing. Then the next is you need a group that can manage, do these things, not only talk. We talk since decades about the Renaissance. Yeah, it's only blah blah. So it doesn't help. So everybody has to do Beitrag to give a portion of his own, that it will happen. That can be money, that can be working, that can be connections, that can be bringing potential people who want to pay, who want to invest in this. So you need also people which have much money, and they say, okay, well, I want to invest in some startup, for instance, and yes, I get some maybe some portion of the ownership, or I get the money then back sometime, or things like this. You can find people who are also waking up, not woke. Woke means with the clouds, yeah. Die Wolken, woke, Wolken. Yeah? We say, in German we say woke, Wolken. Yeah? They have a mist before their eyes. They don't see it. Yeah? They are sleeping. Yeah, they think they are awake, but they are not awake. Yeah, they have an intellectualism which is materialistic. It has only sense to find these people who also are awake, who also see what is lacking. And then with these people, one can contribute this, the other can contribute that, and then you can build an organization like Harmonia Classica.
Beautiful playing. Looking forward to this. Such a big moment. It'll be wonderful. Good to be in Vienna. It's a beautiful city. Yeah. 3 days.
3 days.
Yes, and my wife and my mother-in-law is also here. They will be coming tonight. We have with me friends, a composer from Norway, and also we have with us Sean. Yeah, we are composing together.
It's very nice, the piece.
Very good. I'm glad you like it.
Magnus, good to see you.
Wonderful to be here.
Yeah.
Beautiful music.
Yes.
Yes. How are things going?
We are fighting.
Yes.
Fighting. I hope into the kingdom of victory.
There we go. Can you just tell us about what is Harmonia Classica, Alexander?
Harmonia Classica is an association of composers and poets, and they want to make beautiful new music. Yeah? And they have their own ideas. So I'm not a dictator that I say, oh no, that's not, and that's yes, and it's my opinion. I can have my opinion, of course, but you will see in this concert different views to the beautiful new music, and that's it.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. And so my motto is, it is music when I want to hear it a second time.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah, that's my motto.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, can you explain for a composer today that
Yes.
want to make they are making new beautiful music?
Yeah.
What happens if they get in contact with Harmonia Classica? What do you do for them to help them get played by musicians in Vienna?
Yeah, it is more or less the situation nowadays is a little bit I would say neck breaking a little bit. So the composers come here, I want to do it, and we say yes, we do it. Yeah, it's a little bit neck breaking because where is the basics of these people who want to make tonal music? Where can they get their basics? They get atonal rows or aleatoric music or this, and so they stumble more or less sometimes. Some of them, not all. Some know it very well, but some not, and they stumble and they try to do some tonal activity. They want to create some tonal things. So we had yesterday one. It was just nice, but where do you go? Yeah, so it was an intention to do this in this direction, but it could be better if there were some exercises or some in this. That's the one point. The second point is if you do, for instance, orchestral music, so you do have to put up the material in that way that the conductor can handle it somehow. So you have to have study numbers. It's one point that you can show the conductor, this is one part, this is one part, but not 100 bars and then comes A, and then 200 bars and then comes B. That is theoretical. That is so you have 4 bars or 8 bars, and then comes a number, and 8 bars, 4 bars, 8 bars, or 7 bars, or so. And then comes a number where you can get in very good. So there are very specific things to say now about the that it goes too far now here in this interview, I would say. But something has to be learned. And then the instrumentation. Not everybody has the gift that he knows how he should instrumentate this or that. Some have, maybe from a former life, I don't know. Yeah, but some don't, and so they have to get experience, and then the balance, because we are used to hear music from the radio, from the TV, or from the videos, and so. And it is made by microphones, so you can make wow 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 wow, and in the background plays the brass band wow 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 wow. If you did it in the normal hall, you don't hear the wow 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 wow. You don't hear it. It's not existing. It's not existing. If you have a microphone, it's wow wow. It's maybe louder than the whole big band. Yeah. So, and you have to learn these steps of balance, and then some mixtures, what can be mixed, what in a fine way, and so on. So there's much to be learned. Yeah, and you can then, but also what important is you learn a little bit, and then you do it. Not to learn and to learn and to learn and then to play. Then to talk and then learn and to talk. It goes nowhere. So the right thing is to learn a little bit and then to do it. Because when you do it, you have the maximum of knowingness. So if you only read it, you have maybe 10% or so. If you hear it, you have maybe 20-30% of one thing. If you simulate it, so on the computer, you have maybe 80%. But if you do it really, you have 100%, you know how it is.
Eva Maria Blechinger.
Sean, thank you. I'm sorry, I'm dealing with the camera here.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yes, so he's a very important part of we work as a team, and he's arranger and also contribute in many ways. So we've been knowing each other for 5 years, and we're hoping to do the whole album together. And he's really part of this Composers for Beauty team. He's helping to start the academy and many other things to build up more composers with powerful music.
Great. And you're living in Spain too?
No, I'm from Serbia, from Belgrade.
Okay, so it's not just close.
No.
No.
But
we are
closer to Vienna than...
Closer to, yes.
You could take the bus.
Need to fly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And the two ladies who are outside, they are from you?
We have one lady with us, Randi.
Randi is a friend, a composer and pianist from Norway.
Okay.
And my wife will come later. My wife and my mother-in-law. They have been at the castle today. Making like a documentary about Harmonia Classica, and so wonderful. So we're so glad that we're finding ways to show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I till now I only 2 times worked with Harmonica Classica, but I liked it very much. I like the music. I like singing this music. Yeah, it's even nice if when somebody writes something for you, for your voice. Yeah, I like this music. I like new music. I have the feeling to make something what is for the people now, and not something who has to be in the how do you say museum. And when I sang, for example, your music, it was the pictures in me was even okay. King Arthur, but it was even something new. And what does he want with this music? My question was, what does he want with this music, and how can I express this? And when I'm singing something what is 200, 300 years ago, I cannot have this question. I cannot have this question because he is just that. Have you ever read the Briefe an die Künstler? Johannes Paul II wrote letters to the artists. And he wrote that the artists are so important for the culture, for the people. They are between the professional religious people, priests, and the other people. They are between, because you have to make it emotional and yeah, for the people. What does it mean, spirituality? This is in this way you understand very well, because I wrote even my diploma work was about this, spirituality and music. Yeah, I performed I think half a year ago or 4 or 5 months ago. I performed an opera. It was it was not 12 tone, but it was how do you say, minimal music. This was okay. I found it was even a very good music. But if it's 12 tone music, I can't understand it with my heart. I have no emotions. I had, for example, a friend. I was living with him in the same room in the music. How do you say, college for music. We are living there in the university, and yes, he was writing such a music, and sometimes I went to the concert and I said, please, could you even only make one nice accord? Only one nice accord would express more than this. What they are doing, it's so difficult, and nobody can understand this. It's nice in some way, and you say yes, and but at the end you can earn you have nothing for you with this music. You are just standing there an hour, half an hour, or 2 hours, and at the end there is nothing. Music without when you don't have expressions with this music, then it's not human. It's It's math work, you know, mathematic.
Yeah.
It's you have to first, before you can hear this music, somebody has to say to you what it has to mean. But it's not human. It's not. Music has to be over human. It has to be something that you could find. Who could we are? Who could we be? Sometimes, in one time, like Beethoven, or they are making always fugue, you know, a lot of fugue, and a lot of time they want to express how the angels are singing, I think, and it's over our yes, it has to be over our I can't express it.
I understand what
You
I
know
understand
what
what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's clear enough. And I agree.
But not something what is not about us. It has to be more us, not something what is not about us.
Very well said.
And so we can learn, and we can go on, and we are not here to make music. We are not here to have children. We are not here to make. We are here to have how do you say transcendence, transcending. I don't know, to go away to God, to be a better person, better society. Yeah, and for this we need the music. We need this vision of what we are and what we could be, and not something what has not to do with us. This is only something what perhaps you could say the devil gives us, that we cannot reach our way, really. He gives perhaps the music, the 12-tone music or something like that, is from him, to say, make this so you cannot reach your way. Could be, why not? But it's something, it's sicher. It has to be something what not guides us the way. Okay, yeah.
The beauty is one part of three, because the beauty is this, or maybe not the one part. It is another description of the good, the real, or the truth. Yeah, and the rest is the beauty. So, and then you get into a more spiritual position. And if you negate it, also if you don't believe in that or think that is right, das Gute, das Wahre und das Schöne in German, you get more and more into the materialistic world, and you're stuck in. So the spirit or your soul stucks in the materialistic matter, in the matter, and it gets weaker and weaker. The more you're stuck, the weaker you get. and that's an intention of some forces. I will not describe them more here, but these forces want to get the souls stuck in so that they cannot move anymore. And the more you are in this matter, you're helpless in this argument. And the more you have a connection to the higher positions, you say, no, that's not right. Sorry, that's a lie. It's just a lie. Yeah. So that's the point with this. If the more you like the good, the truth, and the beauty, the more you get connection to the upper positions. You can say God, you can say angels, you can say universe. But that's the point. And as a creator, you should have some contact, because creating comes from there. Doesn't come from here. It shows what it makes with you if you only create out of material or matter. It is not very satisfying. It's not satisfying. So to do a good job to bring us down, to suppress us.
When you speak that, I get a sense that then I want to fight.
You're a fighter.
I'm a fighter. I like to protect people that are being treated unfairly, and I like to fight for what's right. And I think there are many people like that. You have already talked about that presently, even though it's getting somewhat better because the people are getting more fed up with modernism now. So you have the people are putting more pressures on the politics in architecture and in different arts as well. Mm-hmm. There are some more pressure now. There are more discussions now.
Yeah.
But it's hard to reform the stately controlled systems as they are now. They're very heavy. In Composers for Beauty, we believe that more organizations, more Patreons in the free market, it is important now to build up new venues, to bring in investors, to go more that route, at least first, and then we will have a coalition that has more power to then positively influence the cultural departments, etc. But a typical way of developing organizations is to then create a coalition. You avoid some of the leadership that caused the problem, and then from then on you have more power and influence to reform that. So as we're moving forward, how can we encourage more people to actually step up, to join the movement, the renaissance that has a lot of potential, but people need to take action. People need to take some risk. People need to be bold. How should composers prioritize their time now? What are some actions they should absolutely do to make a difference for their own music, but also for the whole culture as a whole, and for the spirituality of humankind, for freedom, really? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, one problem is how the people think. Yeah, because if the people think that it's normal that modern music has to be ugly, they will accept it. If they have the idea, modern music, why should it be ugly? Then the politics also cannot say we're only about ugly music. They cannot do it. So if you can create, that's very hard. Yeah? That modern is not ugly, or contemporary is not ugly. But just this ugliness comes from this and that person, or this and that organization, or this and that state, or this and that institution, this and that, they propagate it. And that's the idea. The idea is the strongest of all. If you can fix that, first for yourself. Must I compose ugly things to be accepted, to be awarded, to be investing a certain social rank?
I think this is a very, very important part of bringing in it's like a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call about we cannot be passive with this. We need to really work on the minds of people also. It's not about just fixing a system. We need to really fix the attitudes of people that in many ways have been brainwashed over a longer period of time. And now we just need to actually bring some soap and actually clean it up with a nice brainwash again, like an actual brainwash, with the dirt that has been put in there. And I think many people see it, even just the people. They start to see that there is something not right in the arts and entertainment industry. And like you've been mentioning, emphasizing the beautiful also it brings in a more true, a more real society, more better people actually, because it elevates them to spiritual wisdom and to get unstuck. They don't get lost in the world. They get stuck in the world, and then of course becomes very easy to control by people who manipulate that power. So bringing in the beauty is actually also a way to freeing the human soul, to freeing and to live a more spiritual life. And that's why we in Composers for Beauty are really looking forward to find ways to work with you and to find ways where we can do work here in Vienna, because this is a very important historic place full of treasures of culture that we can revive, and many people love and value it. And music as the most powerful art form there is needs to be going strong forward. There is so much engagement within architecture now. Architectural uprising, there's hundreds of thousands of people investing time, investing money, being really putting their actions where their mouth is, really walking the walk. And this is the time for performing musicians and the composers to start taking action and to really start doing it. And then even though their music is not perfect, they have to, if they're gonna actually learn, they need 100% experiences. They need to go out there and do what they want to do, and at the same time also stand up and speak what is good. So thank you very much for making us much more aware, so we can work on that attitude, which is one of the domino pieces of this whole, to accelerate this movement. When you get in contact with composers, do you find that people are willing to invest in their careers, or do you see that many has an entitlement mentality, meaning that they think they should just get and that they just deserve to be played? Or are you able to find a way to find those people who are willing to invest and to contribute in the Renaissance, in their careers? Can you talk a little bit about what your experience is and what you hope to see more of? So to make it easier to get more people played by orchestras, how do people need to think and act to actually make it today?
Yeah, that's a good point, because what is a composer willing to invest in his own music? And there is an idea, the idea of the employees, I would say. An employee makes something and then he thinks that he deserves to get so the money or something, award of that. And there are also composers who want to invest, and they do it, and they invest money. Okay, they have no holiday in Mallorca or something in the Caribbean, but they invest in their music, and then they get the appearance what was good, what was not so good, so they learn the maximum out of it. That's the two poles, I would say. Two poles. One say, okay, in this way, and the other in the other way. Yeah, and if you want to go further, you have to invest. You have first to give and to see what's lacking and where can I get that what is lacking, that I get a whole picture, a whole thing, a whole piece or so, and then I can make a step further.
I think it's important to start to see the whole. There's a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
With attitudes, with politics,
Yeah.
with support system, communities. There's so many things included to actually bring this renaissance that many people are talking about, like you're saying.
Yeah,
and these points are very important to have people that are also fighting that battle, and we really support that freedom of speech to really be clear about these things.
Yeah.
We call the problem what is a problem, and we help to find those solutions.
You're welcome. Of course, yeah.
Well, I guess if somebody is to press me to choose between the two options, for the rest of your life you can hear only what's now called a modernistic music, what I like to oftentimes call 20th century gymnastics, versus the old traditional music of classical masters. I guess if I was pressed to choose what can I listen to the rest of my life, I guess I would have to go with the old traditional music. And it makes you question why. Well, it's obviously easy choice to make. Old music of old masters is a much more interesting music, actually. It's music that you would like to listen again and again. It's much easier to remember. It has so much more impact and much story to tell. It's full of life, it's full of human condition. It deals with all sorts of angles of human existential questions. On the other side, you have the, in a way, plain, not as rich modernistic music that maybe deals, maybe it's a good music to paint the picture of depression and anxiety and fear and things like that, but it doesn't have the whole capacity to uplift a human soul.
Glory like starlight, piercing the darkness, beacon on
But in my opinion, one should, as an artist, as a composer, should explore all the options available to him. Use every technique as your palette, as a painter would use colors, and use them appropriately in your music to express whatever ideas you have. Don't stick blindly and follow the crowd and follow the so-called rules that are invented by some elitist academia people or whatever. choose your colors freely and compose what you want to say. Make sure that your music contains meaning. I'm all about the meaning. Worry about your, pay attention to your titles, to your form. Be sure to make a connection with the listener, because basically as a composer what you do, you communicate, and you communicate over two channels. You communicate with the musicians that's going to play your piece. When you write your scores, you are basically writing a letter to that musician or group of musicians they're going to play your piece. So you need to connect with them. Also on the other channel, you communicate with the wider audience. They also need to be able to follow your music, enjoy your music, and get something out of it. So I guess that would be my take on how to approach music composition in general. So don't be stuck between left and right, black and white, but mix them as you see fit. But overall result, I guess, should be appealing to a average audience, somebody who's not that well educated maybe in classical music, in music of 20th century, in theory or whatever, because we as people, we have it written in our heart. When you hear something, you either know it's either good or it's bad. You either like it or you don't like it. So if somebody needs to give you 24 pages of explanation what his music means, then I don't see that as a good music. So
now we're about to go to the concert in Ehrbar Saal to hear Kingdom of Victory and O Wretched Man be played for the first time by an orchestra. And we're here together with members of Composers for Beauty in Vienna and to experience this. And we hope that this will make a pathway for new emerging composers to find a way to reach a wider audience, and but also on a deeper level, on a professional level, and in an engaging way. So I feel I've been very relaxed in like all day. We've been going to the castle, we've been going to the Schönbrunn Palace. We've been going to see many wonderful sights here in Vienna. And I've been very relaxed as a composer, but right now it's only 30 minutes before the concert starts. Now I start to feel the tension, the excitement, and also of course thoughts like how it will be received. Because there's one thing how you listen it to in your mind, and then one thing how you listen to it when it's just digital reproductions. But being there in the room, the whole orchestra is there, and listening to it as we did in the rehearsals. In one way you're listening it for the first time. So that's special. And as a composer, I've been wanting to find ways of in a more pluralistic classical world we're stepping into to experiment both with mixing inspiration from different times of history to achieve a certain level of effect on the listener, but also seeing how tradition can also meet innovation. If there are any type of tension, some bite we can use from modernism to help the storytelling of the composition. So that's something that makes me a bit tensed up because it's a challenge. It's something that stretches us to try something new. I think we are in a time right now where we have so much benefit from all the wonderful composers of history, both through so many hundreds of years, that instead of trying to break with everything, how can we make new combinations with what we have, and then of course see how we can make a new path for people today to listen to it, but also make music that would be relevant also in 100 years, in 200 years. And that's just another way of actually being sustainable with our time and with our talents, that we're making things that lasts. That's also true in music. How we can make something that binds us together universally. Now we are here at Saal, and the concert's about to get started in around 20 minutes. And it's a beautiful place. And as we see how much engagement it is for beauty in Vienna, of course through tourism, but also speaking with the musicians, seeing their excitement to play beautiful pieces and also play new beautiful music, which is part of Harmonia Classica's concept. It's a sense of a new renaissance here in Vienna, which also we can see many different areas in architecture, in painting, in music. And in our initiatives with the Together for Beauty initiative, when we come together for that, it brings about a holistic understanding of beauty and the arts. And what's so wonderful when you come to a place like this is that all of the senses are involved, and there is a congruency of what you're seeing, and what you're hearing, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So you're in one way ministering to the whole person, something I believe very much in. So we're not being reductionistic, for example, bringing people into an emotional trance just through mindless repetitions, or on the other hand, it becomes so intellectual that you don't really speak to the whole person, you don't really engage the whole human. So we're about to go in here soon, and this is of course a big moment, but at the same time it's for me a way to just get out there and think it's better to step out there. It's about time now that people step past the YouTube, waiting for likes on YouTube, and starting to get into real life, to be bold and to truly give out what we are hearing in our mind, what we are inspired to do. There are so much talent. Looking around is like a treasure hunt, and now it's a time that we can come together and we can build up the new composers for beauty and unite in beauty, because this has a very powerful transcendent quality to it that will bring us past the alienating feelings of modernism that so many are experiencing, and in a time where there's so much depression. I really believe that beauty is one of the ways that will give so much hope to young and old living today. How do you feel before the concert?
Well, we are here just outside of the beautiful Saal, where two of our pieces will be premiered, All Wretched Men and Kingdom of Victory. I did the orchestration part on the sketches of music Magnus has written, and also I've written a text and did some co-composition on the parts. And now, after the general rehearsal, that was just a couple of hours before, we are getting ready to enter to the hall and actually hear the orchestral performance of these two pieces for the very first time. Now this is obviously a very overwhelming feeling for somebody who's been putting into a lot of effort and a lot of energy and emotion into his music. Everybody who creates and writes music and does painting or whatever knows this feeling, and it's at times almost overwhelming to bear, because you are just entering to do something that's very unique, and you will be there for that moment of time, and that's it. After that, the music just disappears. So you have this one chance to completely immerse yourself into the music, and put your trust in the conductor. In this case, our very own Alexander Blechinger, a masterful conductor and composer, and this wonderful orchestra and the musicians, and you put your trust that what you have put on paper will come to life in the concert.
So Randi, how do you feel before this concert being in Vienna here?
I feel excited. I feel like I'm where I belong because I'm a classical composer myself. So I feel very strongly about revival of beautiful classical music. And I love this hall. It's very beautiful and it's the perfect place to play beautiful music from living composers.
And do you wish to have your music played here?
Yeah. That would be a dream come true. Yeah.
What's important for you as a composer?
I always compose out of inspiration, so it's very often melodies that just come to me, and I try my best to work on them. And of course, the most important thing is that some people are touched by the music. Yes.
What did you think about the rehearsal?
It was new music to me, and I liked every piece, and I liked Magnus' compositions.
When I first got in contact with Alexander Blechinger, we bonded very early on about our passion for new, beautiful music, and also what has happened in the classical music world, where it seems like the people really love something more universal, something more rich. And there's been a tendency in Vienna now that the grip modernism had on a lot of what you need to do is starting to lose. There's an open window right now for emerging composers for beauty to take the stage, to be bold. Peter Paul Rubens said that no matter what undertaking, however vast in size, has ever surpassed my courage. And that's a message I think that's very important to speak about today, that we need to encourage each other. We don't have to be perfect. We need to be faithful to what we have been given and then step out there, because you never truly know how the music will resonate before you do it. And how we are here at the first time that my compositions will be played in Vienna by an orchestra. Second time is played here, first time with an orchestra. And then you get a sense of how it actually resonates with people, and then you can learn and go from there. So the important part is to really stand up for what we believe in. We're not only creatives, we're also leaders. We're also examples. And there has been too much of a grip on what is correct or not that has tamed many's passion and hold back their inspiration. And now we see a new renaissance here in Vienna, and an open window. And it's time to move forward and come together and support each other and to find the best qualities in each other, and also help each other where we might be weak, and be honest with each other, and through a community to really understand that iron sharpens iron and really release all the potential that we have. So I'm very grateful to be here now as a step of faith and being here together with good friends and fellow co-workers. It's an amazing feeling. your experience working with Harmonia Classica?
It's not the first time I'm singing with Harmonia Classica. Did a couple of concerts already, and it's always a very fine working and doing music, living music.
And what do you hope for the music into the future here in Vienna?
The new image of the modern music for Vienna.
And here we are, back from Vienna, but we're just getting started. I hope that this documentary has been inspiring for you, that you have been challenged with some of the statements made in this video. We really believe in the freedom of speech and expression, both in music, but also in the creatives being a leader and really speaking out of what they believe in. We don't necessarily agree with every single statement in this video, and we don't need to, because we are open to not be, so to speak, sectarian, but to see where we can be better together and to come together for beauty. I'm sure we have so much in common if you are a composer that are longing to see the concert venues once again being filled with beautiful music, with transcendent music, with meaning and with hope. And I want to invite you to consider joining us in Vienna. The next time we are planning to have a bigger group with us, and you might be one of them. We will be spending 3 days, and we will be having a more organized program, as well as, of course, having a community in enjoying the time together and all the wonderful sites that are there. But we really want to make the most of it. Not only to be able to see the wonderful Harmonia Classica concerts, but also to have your music performed if you're ready for that. There will be opportunities to network with both musicians, composers, and possibly other people in the music industry to start to take your career to the next level. There's nothing we want more than to see the great talents of today shine in Vienna and also in other great cities in the West. We are now challenging you to think through the strategy of how will you actually get there. Will you be one of the talkers that are talking or collecting likes on YouTube? Or will you be one of those who actually know by actually doing what you want to do? And none of us are really ready at any next step in our life before we actually are there. So it is an act of faith. And I want to challenge you that your talent is held back by your lack of courage, or it will be set free by your encouragement. So come together in a community and contact us so we can have a conversation. There are several initiatives that we are now putting in place to move more people to the stages of Vienna, to move more people to the stages of Oslo and other stages around the world. We will have music video productions. We have an app called Together for Beauty Marketplace. We have the Academy, which will help the tonal composers to get prepared for various initiatives. And if there's any gap in knowledge to realize the vision that you have and that you want to be faithful to, then this is a time where we have several professionals who have dedicated themselves to help. So contact us with a link that we share under this video to have a conversation with somebody on our team to see what type of gaps can be filled now so you can have a breakthrough. And we would love to spend time with you in Vienna and hope that you will be joining us on one of our next trips. Thank you once again for watching this video. Let's come together for beauty and have a beautiful day.